I accidentally scratched the hand of Chloe's first love, so on my birthday, she had a group of people corner me in an alley. They broke my right hand, the one I relied on in surgery. She looked down at me condescendingly. "Give up being a doctor," she told me. "You won't need that hand anymore." But later, she clung to me frantically, begging me again and again not to forget our past. My only response was a blank, unrecognizing stare. "Noah, are you okay? Noah, what's wrong? What happened?" On a dark, windy night, Chloe Miller's people pinned me down in an alley not far from my home. Not a single star was visible, layers of clouds huddled together on the horizon. In the lifeless alley, two large men grabbed my arms, pressing me against the wall, immobilizing me. The wind howled coldly. My phone, knocked to the ground, intermittently carried my sister's anxious voice. "Noah, what's going on? Say something." My cold breath mingled with the air, the atmosphere suffocatingly tense. Chloe stood there, looking at me with contempt. She picked up my phone from the ground and ended the call. I looked up at her, only to be ruthlessly kicked by one of the men beside me. "What are you looking at, huh? Still staring at Miss Miller? Don't tell me you're still dreaming about your pathetic love story." The man holding my arm leaned in close, his voice dripping with mockery. He pinched my face, clicking his tongue. "Looks a bit like Mr. Ethan, doesn't he? No wonder Miss Miller took a liking to trash like you." He shoved me to the ground, grabbing my hair and forcing me to look at Chloe. Even now, I couldn't believe Chloe would do this to me. I looked at her, asking my final question, "Why?" Predictably, she didn't even glance at me, merely tucking a strand of hair behind her ear. The man who had just kicked me burst out laughing at my question. "You dare ask why? How dare you scratch Mr. Ethan's hand? His hands are meant to save lives. What makes you think you can compare to him? Don't blame us," he patted my cheek. "After all, even 2 pairs of your hands wouldn't be enough compensation." So, Chloe had dragged me out here in the middle of the night simply because I accidentally scratched her first love's hand. All along, she only cared about Ethan. Chloe crouched down, taking my right hand, examining it. Her touch was warm, but her words were ice cold. "I can't let you be an obstacle to him. Stop being a doctor. You won't need these useless things anymore. You just need to stay by my side." Ethan was the golden boy, destined for greatness, free to pursue his ideals without worrying about mundane life. And me? Was I supposed to have my right hand broken, my spirit crushed, forced to follow you like a shadow, a replacement? I surged up in anger, shouting hoarsely, trying to attract the attention of anyone outside the alley. But it was useless. Chloe had planned this. She would have cleared the street. I struggled desperately, but the group surrounded me, controlling my movements. The medical encyclopedia in my bag was roughly thrown to the ground. With a sharp rip, it was torn in half. Today was my birthday. That medical encyclopedia was the last birthday gift my mother gave me before she passed away. Chloe saw it, a flicker of something like regret in her eyes. She put on a show, crouching down, touching the book, speaking with feigned sadness. "It's okay. You only need me from now on. You don't need these." I fought back tears, but my vision blurred instantly. Cold tears streamed down my cheeks into my mouth, tasteless. All I could think was that was the only connection I had left to my mom in this world. Chloe waved her hand, signaling them to begin. Only then did I truly feel fear. "Chloe, you can't do this to me," I screamed, broken, but the men surrounding me lifted a steel bar and brought it down hard on my right arm. Excruciating pain shot through my limb. I shrieked. I was terrified. If my hand was ruined, I could never stand at an operating table again. I started crawling forward, inch by inch. I was rambling, incoherent. My mind couldn't process anything except the need to make them stop. I grabbed the hem of Chloe's skirt. "Chloe, please let me go. I can't lose my right hand. I'm a doctor. I'll really die, please." She kicked her skirt free, ignoring me completely. I'm sorry, it's my fault. I won't bother you anymore, okay? I'll leave. I'll go far away where you'll never find me, okay?" Blow after blow from the steel bar rained down on my right hand and arm, turning them into a bloody mess. I could barely feel the pain anymore, barely feel my right hand at all. "Chloe, I don't love you anymore. Just let me go, please. I still need to stand at the operating table. If I lost the hand that saved lives, I couldn't go on living." I groveled before her like a stray dog, crawling forward bit by bit, begging her to spare me. I gave her my last shred of dignity, But she didn't listen. Only when my right arm, along with my hand, was completely mangled did she tell them to stop. She looked down at me with pity. Don't worry, I'll marry you. But you cannot stand in Ethan's way. I collapsed completely, my left hand gently touching my ruined right arm, now almost pulp. All the humiliation I had endured finally erupted. My eyes were empty, tears tracing paths through the blood on my mangled hand. I turned towards Chloe, unleashing all my pain and fear in a piercing scream. Chloe Miller, you will never see me again in this lifetime. You're damned to a life of unrequited love and misery. Chloe and I had been together for 3 years. It started simply. I was examining an injured patient at the hospital, and she passed by, catching my reflection in the glass. A summer breeze rustled the leaves on Maple Street. Scattered pedestrians walked by. My gentle voice drifted on the wind to the young woman's ears. She turned, saw me bathed in light, tending to a patient. Like a switch flipped, and that instant I saw her too. An invisible thread wound between us, like meeting fate on a Parisian cafe street. Our feelings blossomed quickly. Chloe became a new family member in my life. That's why when I first heard the rumors, I dismissed them. Hey, did you hear? Ethan's back in the country. A group of well-dressed medical students huddled in a corner, whispering about me, their words drifting over. Who do you think Chloe will choose? Ethan or Noah? Is that even a question? Ethan's the one Miss Miller has been obsessed with for 10 years. I heard they were childhood sweethearts. The student closest to me glanced my way, rolled her eyes pointedly, tugged her friend's sleeve, and walked off. Noah probably still doesn't know he's just a substitute. I bet in a couple of days, we'll hear Miss Miller dumped him to chase her true love. What's Noah compared to Ethan? Ethan comes from a prominent medical family. The rumors intensified, spiraling out of control. My mind was restless. I was so distracted opening a door that I didn't see someone outside. The staff lounge door was old. The outer handle broke off and fell, landing on the back of the hand of the person standing there. The sharp edge tore a deep gash. Warm blood instantly flowed. From that moment, the gears of fate began to turn. I finally met Ethan. He looked a bit like me, especially his profile. Coincidentally, we were both surgeons. Even our personal habits were strikingly similar. Chloe always liked to hug me, calling me Nate over and over tirelessly. Back then, I thought it was special, different from how my sister and others called me Noah. Only with Chloe was I unique. It turned out she had always been calling Ethan, not Nate. I huddled in a hospital corner, cradling my broken right arm. After hearing the panic in my voice on the phone, my sister Sarah had rushed out, finding me distraught just outside our home. The Miller family was powerful. They quickly smoothed things over, dismissed the incident, and promised compensation. But I could never stand at an operating table again. I was numb, unresponsive to everything, just holding my arm. Sarah had no choice but to take me home. First, I gripped her hand, my eyes red. Sarah, I managed to smile, though my eyes welled up. I have surgery in a few days. I can't just stay home. Take me back to the hospital, okay? She choked up, staring at me motionlessly. Noah, don't be afraid. She wiped a tear from my eye. Sarah will protect you. Sarah, I'm begging you. Take me back to the hospital, please. Seeing me like this was too much for her. After settling me down, she ran to a corner and broke down sobbing. But something strange was happening to me. My mind felt foggy, like covered by a cloth. There were things I couldn't remember. It felt like an eraser was slowly wiping away my memories. I felt scared, yet strangely, I also anticipated forgetting. Until one day, finding the house empty, I remembered I was supposed to have lunch with Sarah and went out alone. When it was time to return, I couldn't find my way back. I walked around the neighborhood streets again and again. I couldn't see the path ahead, couldn't locate my home. I couldn't find home. I searched my mind countless times, but couldn't remember the way. My left hand unconsciously tightened around my injured right arm as I desperately tried to control my emotions. Not knowing what else to do, I just ran faster and faster. I couldn't stop myself, sprinting wildly through the endless alleys. Unsure how long I'd run, I heard my own ragged breathing, a desperate cry accompanying my racing heart, tears streaming down my face, until I crashed into Sarah, who had rushed out looking for me. Sarah gripped my shoulders, trying to calm me. Tears flowed uncontrollably as I looked around, frantically muttering, Sarah, I can't find it. I can't find the way home. I can't go back, Sarah. Why can't I remember anything? What do I do, Sarah? I sobbed, clutching her clothes fiercely, all my emotions exploding at once. Noah. She looked at me sternly. Calm down. Startled, I stared at her unblinking. Don't be afraid. Sarah will take you. Let's go see a doctor, okay? She supported me, turning without hesitation, and led me to the hospital. I knew she was sad too. I knew she was worried too. But it seemed I had really forgotten so much. Initial tests indicate the patient has early onset Alzheimer's disease, and it's progressively worsening. How is that possible? My brother is only 27. I stared out the window at the chirping birds, seemingly deaf to the conversation between Sarah and the doctor. Furthermore, he also has severe depression, likely triggered by significant trauma. Did he experience something major recently? I continued to cradle my right arm, my mind drifting to my upcoming birthday in a month, wondering what gift Sarah would give me this year. That annoying Chloe never gave me a gift on my actual birthday. She always waited until the anniversary of our first meeting to give me something. I looked at Sarah with a small smile, poking her gently with my left hand. Sarah, what gift are you planning to give me this year? I had forgotten that the day Chloe and I first met was actually Ethan's birthday. I had forgotten even more that my own birthday had already passed. Sarah managed a pained smile while explaining recent events to the doctor, gently patting my hand to soothe me, trying not to show her distress. Anything you want, Noah. Sarah promises the current hypothesis is a sudden onset. Timely guidance and intervention might lead to improvement, but there's no guarantee of a successful cure. The best course is to avoid contact with the source of the trauma. Following the doctor's advice, Sarah took me home and immediately removed everything related to the hospital and Chloe. She stood before me like a protective tree, but my eyes were clouded. I couldn't see the path ahead, couldn't see the future. Open up. It's Chloe. I sat on the sofa, staring blankly at the door. Hearing the voice, I glanced at Sarah cooking in the kitchen, then opened the door myself. Chloe stood outside, looking casual but slightly impatient, perhaps annoyed I took too long. But I couldn't really register her expression. I just knew this was my love, and I should be happy. So I beamed at her, reaching out with my left hand to take hers. It's Chloe. What brings you here? Haven't you been busy lately? Chloe seemed taken aback by my response, frowning down at me. My right arm was in a cast, wrapped in thick bandages. I seemed oblivious, letting it hang limply at my side. She simply assumed I couldn't live without her and was putting on an act to win back her affection. But she didn't realize I had simply forgotten that she broke my hand, forgotten that I was just Ethan's substitute. I started pulling her inside. Sarah heard the commotion from the kitchen and came towards the door. The moment Sarah saw Chloe's face, fury erupted. She pulled me back into the room, out of sight, and slapped Chloe hard across the face. A bright red mark bloomed on Chloe's cheek. A trickle of blood appeared at the corner of her mouth. She wiped it away with her hand and smirked at Sarah. Sarah, eyes blazing, grabbed Chloe's collar and roared, "How dare you show your face here? Do you have any idea you've ruined my brother's life?" Chloe grabbed the hand clutching her collar, her voice mocking. "I promised him I'd marry him. He doesn't need those things anymore. I'll ensure he's taken care of. Didn't your brother seem happy to see me just now, Sarah? Don't push your luck." Hearing this, Sarah finally snapped. She slapped Chloe again. "You don't know a damn thing." After seeing Chloe, Sarah's emotions truly ignited. They grappled. Finally, Sarah collapsed, sliding down the wall, sobbing silently. I couldn't hear the argument outside. My mind was fixated on a medical problem I'd recently solved. I hadn't told Chloe about it yet. I started searching the house frantically. Finally, in a corner, I found the notebook Chloe had given me, which Sarah had hidden. I looked at it regretfully, thinking I hadn't found the medical text for Mom. But since Chloe always wanted to see me use her gift, I might as well show her. Clutching the notebook, I walked towards the door, staring blankly at the two women. Meeting Chloe's eyes, I smiled again. "Chloe, I solved a new medical problem recently. You always wanted me to tell you about it. Let me tell you now, okay?" Chloe looked at me bewildered, unsure what I was doing now. I raised my hand holding the notebook. Then, horrified, I realized, why couldn't I lift my right hand? "Sarah, Chloe, why can't I lift my right hand?" "Ah!" I screamed, mouth wide open. The notebook slipped from my grasp and fell to the floor. I ran around frantically, pulling at my hair. Realizing only one hand worked, I lost control, shrieking, my eyes landing on Chloe's face. Suddenly, I was back in that alley, cold, damp earth smeared on my face, the thick smell of blood in the air. I crawled forward. Chloe reached out to help, but Sarah, reacting instantly, blocked her and pulled me into her arms. Chloe, I don't love you anymore. Let me go, please. I can't lose my dream. I don't love you anymore. Noah, calm down. Hearing my words, Chloe's eyes reddened instantly. She became frantic. Sarah, what the hell is going on? Why is he like this? Sarah struggled to hold me steady while shouting at Chloe. How dare you ask me? Aren't you from a powerful family? Aren't you so capable? She slapped Chloe again, roaring. You can find out anything, can't you? Then why don't you know what's wrong with my brother? What gives you the right to act like this? Don't you know what you did is ruining lives? All you do. This is all your fault, you idiot. Chloe couldn't believe it. After all, she had only broken my hand. She hadn't done anything else. She stumbled back, then bolted out the door, desperate to find out what had happened to me. Sarah stroked my head again and again, like soothing a frightened animal. Noah, don't be afraid. No one will hurt you again. Trust me, okay? I just looked up at her, my trembling left hand reaching for my right. Sarah, why can't my hand move? Why can't I even hold a notebook, Sarah? Does this mean I can never stand at an operating table again? I fainted in her arms, leaving her trembling, clutching my unconscious form tightly. Sarah moved me to a nearby care facility for treatment. After the incidents of me getting lost and Chloe bursting in, she stayed by my side almost constantly. If she absolutely had to leave, she made sure a caregiver watched me, allowing no one near. I felt more and more memories slipping away, especially those involving Chloe. After finding out about my condition, Chloe tried to see me numerous times. She apologized repeatedly in front of everyone, but Sarah always blocked her. Lost in my own timeline, I couldn't hear her heartbroken cries. Sometimes, I'd lose control of my bladder without realizing it. Other times, during moments of calm, I'd suddenly become agitated, yelling or throwing things at people. But whenever a sliver of clarity returned, I would apologize profusely to everyone I'd troubled, consumed by regret. Then the cycle would repeat. More than once, I wanted to end my life just so I wouldn't be a burden to Sarah anymore. But Sarah always stopped me. She begged me not to leave her, saying if I left too, she'd have no family left in the world. But Sarah, having me near only caused you more pain. I felt like someone drowning in muddy water, with Sarah on the bank, desperately trying to pull me out. But I couldn't get out. Worse, I was dragging her down with me. Sarah told me Ethan wanted to see me. Normally, she would have refused outright, determined to shield me from any potential triggers. But he waited patiently day after day, from morning till night. Coincidentally, I was having a moment of relative lucidity, so she asked if I wanted to see him. I thought about it. I couldn't let him wait forever. I agreed. Dressed in a white shirt, looking like a young man weary from travel, he appeared at the door. I could see faint tear tracks near his eyes. He just looked at me, stared for a long time, then finally managed a few words. I'm sorry. I looked at him, gently smiling and shaking my head. It was never your fault. Beside me, Sarah clenched her fists, looking ready to explode. I gestured for her to calm down. Understanding my meaning, she swallowed her anger and stepped outside, leaving us alone. If it weren't for me, this wouldn't have happened to you. The door was faulty. It had nothing to do with you. That fool Chloe. Playing with people's feelings is one thing, but who gave her the right to decide someone's entire life? Besides, I never even liked her. Ethan mumbled, extremely agitated. I could see he hadn't been well either. His voice choked with emotion, his face etched with grief. That hand was meant to save lives. How could she? He looked intently at my right arm again. My mind drifted back to our last proper meeting. After his hand was cut, my mind went blank, seeing only the bright red wound. I immediately grabbed his hand and rushed him to the clinic. Bandages wrapped around his white wrist, a hint of red showing through. I'm sorry, I didn't realize someone was outside. I didn't dare think about the implications. Most people using that room were medical students. A serious hand injury could be devastating. Ethan rotated his wrist to show he was fine, offering a gentle smile. It's okay. It's not a major injury. Besides, I didn't notice the lock was broken. That's not okay. I cut him off abruptly. A doctor's hands are incredibly precious. You can't just dismiss it like that. Now tears streamed down his face as he repeated my own words back to me, syllable by syllable. A doctor's hands are incredibly precious. You can't just dismiss it like that. Ethan. He looked up, startled that I'd used his name, tears flowing freely. This was never your fault. Don't blame yourself. Don't feel pressured. My journey ends here, but yours is just beginning. You must protect your hands. From somewhere, I produced the scar cream I had prepared for him earlier. I'd meant to give it to him days ago, but various incidents prevented it. I steadied his trembling hand and placed the tube in his palm. You have to become the best doctor. Stand tall before everyone. Looking at the young man before me, I felt like I was seeing my past self, full of confidence and ambition. He represented the last glimmer of hope, a future now impossibly distant for me. Time flowed relentlessly forward. My time, however, ran backward, constantly returning to the beginning. I forgot so much. I forgot the future I had meticulously planned. I forgot the happy times with Chloe. I forgot those quiet, fulfilling years pursuing my dream at the hospital after graduation. I forgot the struggles and triumphs of studying medicine in university. I only remembered having an unreachable dream. Everyone told Sarah and me that my condition seemed better lately, my mood swings less severe. But I had a premonition. I felt like I was nearing the end. Chloe climbed over the wall late one night when no one was around, desperate to see me. She found me by the window, silhouetted against the moon. I looked as if I'd aged 10 years instantly, yet my eyes held a childlike innocence. I was murmuring basic human anatomy, having forgotten the person who used to listen intently. She looked utterly haggard, hearing my words. Her lips trembled. Nate. She seemed startled by the name she'd used, opening and closing her mouth several times. Noah, I'm sorry. My eyes darted around before I asked blankly, who are you? That sentence finally broke her. She collapsed onto her knees before me, sobbing uncontrollably. She moved closer, clinging to me frantically, begging me again and again not to forget our past, begging me not to forget her. I shoved her away violently, my chest heaving. I didn't know why. I didn't recognize her, yet every cell in my body screamed at me to get away. Who are you? I don't know you. She held up what she'd brought. It was the medical encyclopedia from my mother. After learning about my illness, she had gone back to the alley in the pouring rain, searching for the scattered pieces. The book had been destroyed, but she had painstakingly collected the fragments and repaired it into its current state. I looked at it with surprise, then pushed it away again. That's not the book Mom gave me. Mom gave me the best medical book in the whole world. Where did you find this tattered thing, trying to pass it off as my encyclopedia? I became very angry, like a child. Mom said I'm going to be the best doctor, and I will be. Hey, don't you agree? She listened to my words, but her gaze was fixed on my ruined right arm. How could I become the best doctor if I couldn't even stand at an operating table? Chloe finally truly understood. There was no going back for us. Had she ever loved me? Perhaps a little. Chloe thought keeping me by her side was the greatest expression of love. But I had told her clearly that I would die if I couldn't be a doctor. Moonlight draped over me like a thin mist, suggesting I could vanish at any moment. Bathed in that faint light, clarity returned. I finally knew what I had to do. I pushed Chloe away forcefully and climbed the stairs to the rooftop. I had planned this for so long, no one could catch me. Then I sat on the edge of the roof. Noah, come down. Come down. I'll promise you anything, okay? Chloe screamed from below. I'll find the best doctors to cure you. To fix your right hand, okay? I'm begging you, please come down. That's how I begged you, Chloe. Word for word. I smiled. What doctors? I was a doctor myself. Didn't I understand? My arm was destroyed. Even if sensation returned, standing in surgery was impossible. Besides, the current me offered no emotional support to anyone and was just a constant burden on Sarah. Everyone's life was stressful enough, and without being a doctor, I had already died once in this world. Sarah realized I wasn't in my room, called 911, and rushed to save me. A crowd gathered below. Firefighters quickly inflated an airbag beneath me. Many surrounded me, hoping to bring me down safely. Sarah cried uncontrollably in the distance, afraid to come closer lest she startle me. Noah, listen. Come down, okay? I turned back and gave her a wide smile. Sarah, tell me, in the next life, can I be the best doctor? The soft moonlight caught the glint of my tears, carrying the final, desperate cry from the depths of despair, like a nightingale's bleeding song, an ape's high-pitched wail. I looked back once more, murmuring, "Mom, I'm coming to find you." When I turned and leaped towards the unyielding ground below, a firefighter grabbed my right hand, but I pulled free, falling into the deepest darkness, into the abyss. I almost had him. The firefighter's choked sobs echoed, but I heard nothing anymore. Medical knowledge from my school days surfaced in my mind, my unreachable dream. After I left, Sarah developed moderate depression, struggling daily in a pit of grief. Thankfully, an enthusiastic man entered her life, pulling her up during her darkest time. He helped Sarah manage her company's issues and gradually guided her out of the trauma. That pull lasted a lifetime. When Sarah and her husband came to visit my grave, she seemed slightly worried I wouldn't accept him. "I accepted you long ago, brother-in-law." They were truly moving towards happiness. I was glad their future was bright and new, not burdened by a mentally unstable person prone to unpredictable fits. Their story was radiant. When Ethan heard of my passing, he cried for 3 days straight. But eventually, he composed himself and silently moved towards his future. He always carried the scar cream I gave him, never daring to use even a bit, carrying the weight of both our dreams. Ethan solved many medical challenges, fulfilling my hopes by becoming the best doctor yet. When patients presented him with plaques of appreciation, he would cross out his own name and write Noah on every line. "Such a foolish boy, you didn't need to do that. All the effort and achievements were yours. You deserve the best." His future too shone brightly amidst the turmoil. As for Chloe, she confessed to everything she did to me and turned herself in, going to prison. It seems she eventually passed away there. None of that really matters now. What matters is that everyone moved towards a better place, and all the bad memories, including those of me, would slowly fade. Time would provide closure for everyone. It just seems that I stopped at 27, permanently frozen. On Ethan's birthday, I met someone. He looked so much like Ethan. Even their names were similar, Ethan and Noah. Ethan should pursue his dreams, so finding someone similar should be okay, right? Noah agreed to be with me. I think I liked him a little, but he still wasn't Ethan. He asked for a birthday gift. I always said I'd give it to him on the anniversary of our first meeting. He believed me. Actually, that day was Ethan's birthday. I gave Noah a medical notebook. Watching him take notes beside me always reminded me of Ethan tending to my wounds. But they were different. I think I really started to like him. Ethan came back. How dare Noah scratch Ethan's hand? What right did he have to stand in Ethan's way? Maybe I should just break his hand. Seeing him cry before me, I felt a pang of pity. Yes, I did like him a bit, so I'd keep him by my side forever, unable to leave. I went to discuss marriage with Noah. Why did he seem to have forgotten what happened? Why was his mental state like this? Sudden onset Alzheimer's and severe depression. How could this happen? He was only 27. Noah. Oh no, Noah. Please, just see me once. Noah, I was wrong. I found your medical encyclopedia. Please see me. I'm begging you. Ethan went to see him today. Only then did I realize maybe it was always Noah I liked. They said he'd been mentally unstable for a long time, but I didn't even have a chance to make amends. I finally saw him, but he didn't recognize me. Noah, I beg you, don't forget our past. Don't forget me, please. He jumped right in front of me. I felt like a part of me died with him. Noah, I'm turning myself in. Can you see? I will pay the price for what I did to you. When I get out, I'll come find you. What's happening? Why are my memories disappearing too? Why can't I remember how we first met? So this is Alzheimer's. Noah, I can't hold on much longer. I'm forgetting all our beautiful memories. Now all I see when I close my eyes is you, begging me to let you go. I don't think I'll ever earn your forgiveness, not even in the next life. Is this what losing memories feels like? Is this how you felt, losing my love? It must be like when you realized you could never operate again. The pain is unbearable. I'm sorry, Noah. I'm coming to find you now. Staring at the prison wall, all I see is your face. I can't help but want to get closer, even though I know there's nothing there. It hurts so much. When he jumped, it must have hurt even more than this. Noah, I'm sorry. I love you.